right, let's see. Let's see what we're working with. Hello, hello, hello. I think we're good. All right, cool. I think we're good. Okay. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you are new, thank you for being here. Welcome to my channel. If you're not, thank you for returning as always and coming with the vibes. So, if you don't know me, my name is Tiara with Queen's Willet Dreams. I go by the Spiritual Valkyrie, and I am your psychic transformation specialist. And so today I pretty much was like, you know what? We're going to get some readings in for April and talk about what the energy is looking like, particularly this this month. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the collective energy. We're going to talk a little bit about the collective energy, and then we're going to hop into your personal energy. So if you are not familiar with what your personal year number is, the calculation's in the description box, but all you need to do is take your personal birth month, your birth day, and then the digits of the current year, and add those all up together. Then you're going to reduce it down to a single digit number, and after that you're going to figure out what your personal year number is. So if you don't know how to calculate it, it's in the description box. An example is in the description box that you can refer to. But I'm going to do it based off of your personal year number. So if you are with me, put something in the chat. If you have questions about the energy of this month and what's coming up and how it's showing up for you this month, go ahead and put that in the chat as well too. It's just going to be a chill vibe, and yeah, we're just going to get right into it. So if y'all don't know, I had created a numerology calendar. And it's a wall calendar. I usually have it like up here, but I'm going to read it off to you. That's why I took it down. But I usually have a oh, hi Lauren. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're probably like, yes, the forecast is here. Okay. But yeah, so if you don't know, I have a calendar, and I went through each month and gave you all channeled messages along with the numerology energy so that you can know how you're walking into this energy for each month of this year. It is called the Essence of Benevolence. Numerology wall calendar is your numerology guide to success. You can also access that in the the description box below. So what I wanted to do is tell y'all about what this month is what's happening this month. So a big thing with even why I'm even doing the forecast right now, like the first week of this month was like kind of crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give you guys a forecast, moving on to the next week. But the energy of this month is very interesting. So in numerology, we go through 9-year cycles, 9-month cycles, and out of this current year, which is a universal 9-year. We're in a 9-year, which is the end of a cycle. Okay, we're at the very end of this craziness of a cycle. So the year is going to be pretty interesting anyway. But out of that 9-year cycle of the year, we are currently in a universal 4-month. April is a universal 4-month. Okay, so 4. It represents different aspects. It represents structure, planning, foundations. It represents limitations. It represents action-oriented things. So getting your ducks in a row and actually looking at how you're going to plan for the next few months of the year, pretty much. It is a year, it is a month, an energy of like rest and restoration, and consolidation. It is a number of consolidating, and like things that don't fit in your box, you remove. And so I'm going to get a little bit into how that's starting to affect everybody, more so now, because y'all may already be picking up on it, pretty much. Y'all may be picking up on it already. Lauren says, so here for the forecast. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, as I said, I have my calendar here. This is the Essence of Benevolence wall calendar. So this is what it looks like here. You got your regular calendar. But this is what this is where the magic at. Okay, so this is April. This is April. And I'm gonna read this off to you. First of all, it's so freaking fire, by the way. But I want to read this off to you and tell you exactly how this month is looking like. Look at what this month is looking like. Okay? All right, so here we go. The Universal 4-month. April will be a month of shifts as it will serve as the universal course correction. The energy of the Universal 4-month will aid in solidifying your circle and reflecting the deepest desires of your soul. The collective energy will undergo changes that may lead to division, as spiritual needs clash with the desire to live authentically on your own terms. This could create fractures in existing circles or form new ones based on varying spiritual beliefs and collective aspirations. Financial uncertainties will demand greater discipline as this month calls for your perseverance. Rather than stumbling over every obstacle while tumbling down a cliff, consider how you can embrace a more graceful descent. To move with elegance and infuse the essence of benevolence into your life, you must elevate your frequency above the collective wave and incorporate forgiveness into your journey. Releasing self-criticism is crucial, and listening to binaural beats can help facilitate subconscious forgiveness, allowing you to feel lighter and more at ease. Ask yourself the question, how can I invite more grace into my life amid what appears to be a universal course correction? That is the Universal 4-month forecast, okay, for the collective. Now, if you are a personal year number 9, if your personal year is number 9, this applies to you double the time, and we'll get to that when we get to your reading. So I want y'all to take heed of the message, like know that this is something, and also y'all just get this, because at the end of the day, you're gonna need to know what you're walking into, and this is a great way of like kind of mapping things out and navigating the energy. Okay, so about the 4-month. So that was the collective energy in general. But one of the things I did notice when it came to channeling the energy of this month is that first of all, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's happening. I'm going to break it down to you. There's going to be a lot of things that are happening. There's going to be a lot of people experiencing major shifts, and some of them are going to experience the shift as like a limitation or something that they can that they need to cross, a threshold that they need to cross, or just feeling this overall sense of like, I'm kind of walking on the tightrope. That's what it feels like if I tap into the energy. It's like walking on tightrope or tightrope. Yeah. Like you're in the sky, you're walking across, and you're having to really do significant work to balance yourself out and not carry too much weight and not be in those spaces that are requiring or demanding more of you than you can give to them, if that makes sense, or to it, if that makes sense. So yeah, it just kind of feels like you're like, I don't really know. And then everybody, and even emotionally, on an emotional level, it feels very much like a lot of people are putting up boundaries. A lot of people are really trying to focus more on their, on what they need. That's what this energy is going to call you to do, is focus on what you need and how much you're actually putting out. What you need and how much you're putting out. So let's pull a few cards, a few messages for the collective energy right now. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you're resonating with it any so far, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot happening this month. People are in their emotions. There are secret agendas. That's why I keep hearing like secret agendas, which is also why maybe some people are very on the hush hush right now about what they're doing, possibly. But yeah, I mean, the energy of this month, and you can't make it up. I already had a card that just came out. Let's get a few more. Let's get a few more cards. I'm telling y'all, you can't make this up. I can get one more. Let's get one more. One more. Up. There we go. Yes. All right. So the first card that came out for the collective energy is the number 4, perseverance. Again, can't make this up. Okay. Like, not only are we in a universal 4 month, but we are in a month where a lot of things are going to be hitting us at one time. Everything is going to be hitting us at or in multiple different times. Okay, so like you'll start seeing that it's more of it can be coming from different places. It can come from family, it can come from friends, it can come from politics, it can come from different spaces where you're like, oh, I had no idea that this even affected me as much as it did. And that's exactly what it is. It's like you're gonna need to persevere. This card coming out is like, push through, keep moving, find your balance, and know that this is about what's fitting in your box. For some people, I'm getting like, when it comes to this message, if you're listening to this and you're resonating, let me know. But there's this message around like, there's fear, but there's also just more like concern. I'm getting more concern. Some people are in the fear energy. Other people are more in the concern energy. But there's like fear or concern of not identifying with the same stuff that y'all were identifying with before. Or the same people. Again, what's in your box that now has been shaped and reformed and all these things is like what's in the box now. And this goes on a collective energy, like what we've been doing, our structure, our foundations, the way we've been doing things, people are clashing and it's not fitting in the box. It's not working. So a lot of people are like having either fear or concern around taking action on what to do because it's not fitting in their box. They're having fear or concern around taking those things outside of the box versus, you know, dealing with that. Like, or dealing with the same type of BS. That's what it feels like. Dealing with the same type of BS. So that's like the energy that's happening right now. But the guys are really just talking about like needing to really, I'm getting the word like find sustainability, like to sustain yourself, to persevere, to move through and like keep chugging along. I get the train, chugging along. Because it's not an easy month. It hasn't even been a easy year so far, but it's not an easy month. So this is asking you to persevere. Again, the 4 universal month, and the first card that comes up is the number 4 for the collective. Of course, it's perseverance. The second card that came out was the number 96, and that was the forgiveness card. And forgiveness, again, I am I literally, y'all, I can't make this up. I literally just read this in my channel calendar. So it's like talking about incorporating more forgiveness into your life. Here's the thing. The issue right now is that a lot of people are really holding on to what it was that we identified with before. And that goes to show that a lot of people are not willing to let it go, nor are they willing to forgive. If you are in that space and that energy of like needing to forgive or needing to let go, this month can sometimes be a reflection of that challenge that's happening right now. Like there's a need to let go. There's a need to forgive. And a lot of people are very angry with others at the moment because of what they identified with before. And so this is calling for us to actually start forgiving. This is calling for us to look at ourselves and look at how we would want our ideal life to look like, and also how we can get to that space. And the only way you can really move in that direction and vibrate at that frequency is if you forgive. If you forgive. To close out a cycle, which and this is 96. So like closing out a cycle also dealing with your relationships and dealing with how the frequency of love is and what it is, you know, you need to know what forgiveness is and know how to forgive yourself and forgive others. Okay. Let's see. I'm thankful to have found your channel. As a fellow numerologist, I appreciate your videos. Thank you so much. I love that you're here, and I love that you're a numerologist as well too. So like, we're vibing. We're vibing. I love to see it. A lot of people don't talk too much about numerology in a sense of it being, you know, on its own in a sense, but it's amazing. So I'm excited. So the third card that came out, number 14, again, 1, 4, and it's the number of moderation. This card is the moderation card. Now, this is something, again, needing to refer back to the collective energy that I just read off on the calendar. We need to, because what I am seeing more so is that there is going to be, I mean, we've already started seeing it with protests. We're seeing it with like people who, because some people protest by going out and protesting. Others protest with their money. Others protest, you know, by advocating and whatnot. So there's going to be a lot of energy around how our structures are built and why we are not agreeing with those structures. This is one of the biggest things about this month. We're not agreeing with the structures. It's like friction that is being made at the moment. And so with the moderation card, this card is more so talking more so about how we need to be very considerate of how much we're consuming, how much we're giving out, what we're putting in, how much we're taking. You know, that goes for social media, that goes for food, that goes for activity. Anything too much of anything, whether it's good or bad, is not good for you. You know, too much of it. And if you're not nourishing yourself enough, like, you need to be more considerate of how you're nourishing yourself, or if you're malnourished, or, you know, just like needed to actually put in more effort to balance things out. Again, tightrope, walking across the tightrope, and you're like, I don't want to fall, but I need to balance myself. And you got the stick, and you're like, I need to balance myself out, you know? So, it's really more about balance. Number 1 is all about the self. It's about, it's also ego. It is also about your ability to kind of go on your own path. But then the 4, again, brings structure. It brings practice. It brings practical things into reality. It's actually doing, it's planning, you know. So you gotta, and again, limitations as well. So you have to put parameters on how much you're consuming and how much you're giving out and how much you're doing all of these things, because too much of it is not good for you. Okay. And then the last card that came out was the number 57, which was the teaching and learning card. And that card is really, it's interesting that this is the last card that came out of the 4, because starting with the perseverance card, like, it shows that this is the type of energy that we're in right now. But then, you know, we're struggling with this forgiveness aspect, and we're being advised to have more moderation in our lives. But with the 57, which 5 and 7, 5 is number of change, it's number of adventure, it's the number of the center. And 7 is the number of wisdom. It's the number of teaching and learning, which is this card. It's also the number of sacrifice and loss. So, so what a lot of people don't realize with the 7 energy is that that energy is more about, like, I experienced all of these experiences, whether it was loss in love or family or career, money. Like, you experience loss or you experience something in those realms or sacrifice in those realms that you're able to help other people realize, like, this within themselves and teach them what you have learned, the lessons you have learned. It is a lessons number. It's a spiritual number. It's a number of connection, you know. So with 57 being a teaching and learning card to come out at the very end, do expect a sense of wisdom and knowing and, like, a whole new shift in identity in a sense by the end of this month, simply because we're now Like we're now about to be like, oh yeah, I could go ahead and I can teach about this now, or I can, and it's more so of like, what lessons have you learned? You know, pay attention to the lessons that are presenting itself. Some of them are karmic. Some of them are, you know, some of them are just like things you have to learn when it comes to the people and places and things that you're involved with at the moment. Even when it comes to the political state of the world at the world at this time, you know, a lot of people are in spaces where we're just kind of, again, on a tightrope, trying to balance it out. Don't know what we're going to do. People over here trying to, you know, distract us. But this is a time to realize that there's going to be some changes happening, and with moderation, you're going to be able to learn the ins and outs of how to manage it. Now, I did do a podcast episode with Oak from Oak Astrology on their podcast on Spotify. We usually do yearly forecasts. And we usually do, and this was the first time we haven't done it in a while. So when we did the podcast episode, I did mention in that episode that, you know, there were certain things that we were going to have to pay attention to starting in April. And one of those things that I did pick up on in the channel was that we have to pay attention to how the universal 4-month was back in 2020. Which was the universal 4 year. Now, the universal 4-month in 2020 was in September, okay? So if you look back and remember back in September of 2020, because 2020, that was a crazy year, as we all know, life has not been the same since. But but during that time, there were lots of protests. There were a lot of things happening on a political level that people were really starting to speak their mind and really starting to see. You saw the friction happening on things that they weren't really agreeing with. So a hint of that is happening right now. And as you can see, just think about those things that's happened in 2020, in September particularly, and how it's showing up for you in April of this year in 2025. So it was a channel that I got, and it was something that I felt like I really needed to share with y'all. And it was an interesting space to be in when I got the channel, because I'm like, oh dang, I knew the energy of 2020 was going to start creeping in again in 2025. And I was kind of waiting to see where it was, but then when I was meditating on it, the channel came through and it was like, yeah, April, pay attention, April of 2025 looks similar to 2020, September of 2020. So pay attention to that. Even in your own personal lives, pay attention to what is showing up for you. That kind of a hint of it started happening with you back in 2020, in September particularly. Just pay attention to that. Okay. So, yeah, let me know how y'all feel about that so far. That is the collective energy for April. I'm glad we pulled some of those cards so we can kind of get into what this is looking like for you. So I think, let's see. I usually do it in order by personal year numbers. But let me see, does Spirit want me to do that? Do it again, same thing. Personal year numbers. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. I'm getting that there are certain personal year numbers that are actually being a lot louder than others right now. It's kind of like when I think about doing it in order, it doesn't necessarily feel, that's so interesting, because the 4-month is about order. It's about order, but what I'm picking up on is that I should not be doing the personal year numbers in order this time. So I won't. So let's see, who am I going to do first? And I'll just check it off and go from there. But the Virgo in me wants me to do it in order. But I'm being told not to do it. That's interesting. Now, there has to be some order. All right, so I'm starting with the personal year number 6. That's what's calling out right now. Personal year number 6. And then I'll go from 7, 8, 9, and then we'll go to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right, there's order right there, but they're just saying like it's different this time. So I'll just I'll take it, I guess. All right. So if you are in a personal year number 6, oh, that's why. I see why now. Thanks, Spirit. Um, if you're in a personal year number 6, this month for you is a personal month number 1. It's a number 1. So that's why. There's your order. That's what I keep hearing. There's your order. You want an order. There's your order. Okay, well, thank you. Um, so so pretty much, let's talk about your month. Personal year 6s. It could be a little dramatic for you, but you're in a personal month number 1. So with your 1 month being here, you probably are in a space where you really are focusing on yourself right now, like, or you want to focus more on yourself. And there's like new projects, there's new ideas that are coming up. Right now, you're maybe feeling very activated in direction, if that makes sense. And so you said number 4s make up their own rules sometimes. The odd and the unusual 11 is up thus far. Yeah, absolutely. It's like the rules apply, but they make them up on their own sometimes. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I guess that makes sense to me. But yeah, so pretty much you, as personal year 6, is you're in a personal month 1. So yeah, there's a lot of activation. There's a lot of, again, direction. There's something about you and your direction, as in like, you're kind of taking a path that is less taken. That's what it feels like. Like you're taking a path that's less taken, the road less traveled. That's what it is. The road less traveled. And so again, with how the collective energy is impacting you, I feel like there is this fear or concern. There's always like 2 different groups, but like there's one group that's like fear, another group that's more concern, and or worry, So there's like fear, concern, or worry around taking that path less traveled, and what that looks like, because you're actually stepping outside of the old box that you thought you fit in, and you're stepping into your new box. On a collective space, as far as the 1 energy comes in for April. Now, if you are experiencing this right now, there's let's see. If you're experiencing this right now, I do get that there's like a need to kind of still step out of that box and still step into your new home. That's what you're feeling like. Your new home. This is your new home. And what you're doing right now is going to kind of give you the energy of what the rest of this year is going to look like for you. Because for some people, it's like we still don't know what it's going to be looking like. Some of us don't even know what we're doing, But like for you, this is going to be kind of like the things that you're doing, the seeds that you're planting. Utilize this 4 energy to plant the seeds. But then use your 1 energy to provide direction, and know that you actually are giving yourself permission. You have permission to step outside of what you thought you were, or who you thought you were, and who you thought you were supposed to be around. Okay? So pay attention to that, because some people are like very fearful on that. Now, I also get with that as well, like you're probably just like, I kind of want to keep things on a hush hush, which is good. I do get that energy around needing to keep things on a hush hush. So you can make moves without nobody knowing. You can start doing things without nobody knowing. You can invest in yourself without anybody knowing. And it is nobody's business. Why? Because you're in a 1 month. You're in a 1 month. This is about you. What you doing? Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see what messages come through for y'all for the personal year 6s. Yeah, man, the energy is the energy. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. All right, cool. So the first card that came out for y'all was the number 2, which is patience. That's what I feel like. It's very much, and the thing is, because 1 energy can be quick. 1 energy can be like, oh, I'm making my moves, I'm doing my thing, whatnot. but it's also, I just keep getting like a hesitation, or I'm getting like fear, worry, concern about doing certain things. And it's okay to have it, but this is like right now, either you are needing to be patient at the moment, or in the current moment, be patient. Yes, be patient. That's what it's saying. You need to be patient in what it is you're like. Oh gosh, it's so interesting because the way I see it is like y'all are slowly trying to get out of the way and go in a different direction. That's, but it's like you're getting resistance. There's resistance there. So they're asking you to like actually be very patient in the journey. Don't rush it. Don't rush it because it's happening already. Like it's going to happen. Okay. Then again, you get the number 4, perseverance. So this is where your challenge is starting to come in, because at the end of the day, you're going to be okay. Like you're going to be okay. But this month particularly, what's happening is that you may feel waves of doubt. You may feel waves of not feeling like you're able to make that transition out. That's what it feels like. So know that even though you're in a personal 1 month, there is still hints and energy, like a residue of the 9 energy from your previous month. Not only that, but the universal year energy of the 9 still exists within this 1 energy. So there will be a lot of still like consistently removing things out of your life if you haven't done so already in the past month. So just keep that in mind, because the 1 energy, a lot of people can get the 1 energy mixed with the 9 energy because they feel like they mesh because of endings and beginnings, whereas one door closes, another door opens. So there could be doors opening. However, take your time, keep chugging along, and know that you're actually going to move forward. Don't look at a hiccup in the road as a sign that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. And I do hear that people are telling you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, but this ain't none of their business, and they're not the ones in this reading. So, so we're just gonna keep it at that, So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So what happens is the next card that comes up is the number 10, which is karmic completion. And in this position, I really do feel that this is a really good card to have. And it actually solidifies what I was talking about with the 9 and the 1 energy, because we are in a universal 9 year. You are in a universal 1. I mean, a personal month 1. And so, so that energy of closing doors and opening new ones is very prevalent in your energy at the moment. So what I am seeing with this karmic completion card is that you have completed some cycles. That's why I'm like, there's some cycles that you're like completing and that you're trying to move away from. You're trying to move away from old boxes. So when in this position particularly, I'm really happy to see that you're still closing some doors and you're still completing some cycles. And know that because these are karmic completions, that means you didn't learn that lesson in the previous life, but you did in this one. And you completely close that cycle out, and you won't have to experience that same lesson over and over again. So like, you need to pat yourself on the back, because at the end of the day, like, that's a huge accomplishment, and many people be sleep on it, and it's something that you don't want to sleep on. Okay. Now, because of that, like, they're asking you to recognize this and know that this is what's taking place at the moment. And sometimes those changes don't really start showing up until you're in a more spiritual space. So that could also be like next month too, because you're going into a 2 personal month next month. So just pay attention to that, where like a lot of sensitivities are going to start showing up of the karmic completions that you made during this month. Okay. I feel like you're going to be really feeling accomplished by the end of the month. So just pay attention to how you're feeling throughout, and know that the doubt that you may be having isn't something that's like real. Sorry, it's not real. You can still keep going, but take your time. Okay, take your time. Now, the last card that came out for you was the number 32, which is music. And as I spoke or channeled in my calendar, the Essence of Benevolence calendar, binaural beats is something that is very helpful. I'm gonna be honest with you, that was one of the bigger channels that's happened right now, because we have a lot of congestion in the energy at the moment, and again, too much in the box. So for you, whether you're a musician or you want to take up music or you want to, raise your frequency and your vibrations, like listen to high vibrational music. Listen to music that is going to keep your energy high, because again, those those hidden energies of like doubt and suggestive, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, the suggestion of doubt is coming through, and you want to rise above that. And so the music card comes out because it's like creativity. 3 is the creativity, 2 is the sensitivity and intuition, and so starting to get in your feelings. So what you listen to is how you're going to feel. That's why moderation is so important on a collective energy, because we don't want to keep taking it in and knowing that this is not good for us energetically, or our vibration. Okay, so keep your vibration high and know that music is going to be a key component to how you operate this month. Cool. So yeah, so we have that. Now for my personal year 6s, I really wish that you take them or heed the message. If it resonates with you, please let me know. If it doesn't, let me know. But know that there is going to be shifts that are happening moving forward. This is like where we ended the first quarter of the year, so now you're going to be paying attention to a little bit more things that are happening this month, and it could be a little bit triggering for you. So just pay attention to that. Let's get one more message from the Unshakable Inner Peace deck for you. There we go. Okay. You got the number 23, which is prioritize self-love and care. When do you feel most nurtured and cared for? So with you being in your personal year 6, this is like really important to pay attention to, simply because family and relationships and people are requiring a lot of energy out of you. Okay. So you have to prioritize your self-care. You have to prioritize how do you feel safe in your box, your security, your ability to feel for yourself. You're in a one personal month, so prioritize yourself, your self-care, your nourishment, your nurturing. Like, how do you nourish yourself? How do you nurture yourself? How do you, feel good? And it may look differently than how it used to look in the past. Again, you're stepping outside of that same box that you were in and kind of putting yourself in a different box. And that box requires more tending in a different way. It requires you to decorate your space in a different way, but it's because it's who you are of today, not who you were of the past. Cool? All right, I hope that message resonates with you. Let me know in the comments. Also, my Dream Warrior coaching program is starting next week. So if you're interested in tapping into your dreams and you're learning about where you are, how to navigate your life and your energy and all that stuff with your dreams, connect with your ancestors and guides through your dreams, go ahead and click the link in the description box for the Dream Warrior coaching program. And yeah, if you resonated with this, please let me know. But if you are not here with me anymore after this, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next time. But if you were going to stick around, thank you for being here with me again. Okay, so let's check that off. So we are moving on to personal year number 7. All right, so personal year number 7 is how y'all feeling? Man, 7 years, man. Ooh, 7 years. That's it's. I always want to just give people who are in their 7 year. I want to give you a hug all the time. Okay, so if you're in a personal year number 7, that means your personal month this month of April 2025 is the number 2. You are in a personal month number 2. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So the 7, the 2 energy, because we can talk about the 7 too, but like the 7 energy is all about teaching and learning. We hinted on that a little bit earlier with the collective energy, but teaching and learning, spirituality, you got the 7 chakras, 7 deadly sins, 7 wonders of the world, 7 oceans and seas, 7 like 777. There's all these different 7 energies, which means it's very spiritual and very much introspective and reflective time for you. So please take that in consideration while you are now in a 2 personal month, which means your sensitivities are very much heightened. You are more intuitive about like more intuitive in general, like your senses are heightened, okay? 6th sense, 7th sense, whatever sense it is, okay? Like it's very much heightened right now. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your intuition, because right now it's calling you at the moment. Like there's a lot of energy. Wow, a lot of energy with this energy right now with the 2 personal month. Also, because the 2 can be about your partnerships and your collaboration. So start like pay attention to some of the spiritual partnerships that you do have, because. And when I say spiritual partnerships, I'm meaning like it could be your relationships, it can be your coworkers, it can be any relationship that you have on a soul level. And yes, we're all connected. We all are one in a sense. But your connections, some of them are very surface, others are very not surface. And so the ones that are not surface, there could be some things boiling around, moving around, and there may be some shifts. Or you may be actually being able to connect with someone deeply during this month, during the 2 personal month. Okay, so let's see what's some messages coming out for my 2s. I do feel like some of y'all are being like maybe being pulled into like mentorship or something of that sort this month, or like mediation. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So the first card that came up was the number 48, which is financial discipline. Going back to the collective reading, the collective energy around financial discipline, and what is required of us to be financially disciplined during this month. That is where you currently are right now. You may have actually started the month being like, okay, I spent a lot of money last month. For some reason, I feel like somebody's saying that, like, I spent a lot of money last month. Now I gotta kind of buckle down. That's what it feels like. It's like I gotta buckle down. Or there may be some like financial hiccups that are happening at the moment that you're trying to find new ways on how to like handle it. The 2 energy, usually when the 2 month comes around, for some people it's not the easiest financially. 2 can the energy of the 2 not only shows up financially, but it shows up in how we are emotionally attached to our finances, if that makes sense. So when you have money, you feel good, or if you don't have money, you don't feel good. And like when you don't have money, it brings up beliefs that you can't get the money, or so it brings up more things around just having money or not, but it's more of your definition of what abundance is and prosperity is, and how you relate to that in this lifetime at this moment. So if you do have some things that are starting to show up around finances, like pay attention to what your beliefs are around it and how you identify with it, if that makes sense. So this is a time right now for this month. You really want to, especially in the beginning of this month, start buckling down on your finances, start trying to save a little bit. Again, collectively, I was already picking up on like some financial issues happening on a collective level. That can go from like stocks, that can go from crashes or anything. We may see the beginnings of like what a crash really looks like, even though we've been kind of going through it for like over a year now. So but with everything happening, there's a lot of stuff taking place. And so if you're in the US, I know you're probably like but but just keep that in mind. Okay, now the second card that came out was the number 71, which is health. Okay, so with the health card comes out, the energy behind it is that you actually may be struggling with your health at the moment. I just feel resistance. I feel resistance, as in like, because the health is showing up as like you're needing to pay attention to it a little bit more. And the 7 energy, meaning like you are in a certain 7 personal year, so the 7 energy can really be, it will highlight health issues. It will highlight what's going on internally, because it's an introspective year. It's an internal year. So a lot of changes happen for you this year will happen internally. It won't happen externally in that sense. Those external changes won't come into your 8th year, but or results of the external, or the results of the internal changes won't show up really until the 8 years. So pay attention to how it's showing up in your body and your health, because it just feels like there's like resistance, as in you're trying to make something happen, but because something is not happening for you, there's like anger there, but there's also there's like anger there, but there's also a sense of I just feel anger. Golly. Like, it's just pissed. Okay, process this emotion, process this anger, because when you process the anger, it can move through the body and not get stuck. And I just kind of feel like there's some energy that was really just kind of stuck and not able to move. And so the blockages, I mean, we all know the health elements come up, or not, we all may not know, I don't know. But like, if you don't know, physical is always what shows up last. So the fact that some health things are starting to show up is because of probably not dealing with things on a spiritual level, or dealing with things on a mental emotional level. So the physical is now trying to tell you, hey, there's an issue here. So for some people, I'm getting like a lot of chest issues. For others, I'm getting weak lower legs. That's what it feels like. Weak lower legs. And then there's some chest issues, or potential digestive issues that are coming up. Yeah, definitely digestive issues, simply because there's not a lot of there's like resistance around something not working out. And it could also be like earlier this year, there was probably some things with relationships happening. Yeah, definitely. I also feel some people have maybe like had to transition out of jobs because of how things are setting up right now. But all of that is like, you're trying to process a lot of things, and the 2 energy is so intuitive that you're going to start feeling everything. So the health issues are things that you want to pay attention to and not ignore during this time. Yeah, okay. So let me see. You should be a guest on Lloyd Strayhorn show. Oh, tag him. Tag him. I'm like, I haven't actually listened. I don't know. I have to see. I'm gonna look into it. Thank you. I know the name, but I haven't listened to the show. Okay. So the next card that came out was the number 1, which is number 91, which is surrender. This is the surrender card. Okay, you see, wait, there we go. All right, so the surrender card. Now, the thing is, you got 48, 71, 91. Okay, with 71 being in the issue area, 91, they're just calling for you to surrender. And here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's so much easier to say than it is to do. To sit there and be like, oh, I need to surrender, I need to let go, I need to forgive, I need to do things. Like 91 is literally endings and beginnings. You're in a 9 universal year during your 7 personal year with your 1 personal month. And you're in a universal 4 month. So it's like, with all of this energy and all the things interacting with one another, the biggest thing you can do is literally just kind of lay back and be like, you know what? I just give it all up to the universe. I call my friends and giving it to the manager. It's above me at this point. It's above me. Like, it's above me. Because what is it that you actually can do? Besides decide what you're going to focus on, what you're going to do. If you are struggling with, money, or if you're struggling with health, if you're struggling in these areas, a lot of it comes from resistance and trying to push for something to be something when it's not supposed to go in that way. For you, it is more so just allowing yourself to let go. Going back to the collective energy of on my calendar, it's like, how can you invite more grace into your life instead of, going down the freaking river and you're hitting every rock and you're like trying to swim against the current and you're trying to get up and breathe and you're just getting injured all the way down this river and this path. How can you just float down the river and allow the universe to kind of sway you in ways of like, you know what, you're held and protected. Hey, that may be a little bump there, but you're okay. You're good. So they're just asking you, your guys are really more so asking you to surrender to the outcome. Stop attaching yourself to an outcome of what it should be and surrender to what the universe has for you. In order to really let the universe help you, you have to help them help you. Help you by surrendering. Okay, so that's that. And then the last card that you got is the number 10, which is karmic completion. Again, just like the last one, but this is coming out in your outcome. So know that the end of this process is going to be this month. There will be a karmic cycle completed. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. Not everybody feels like the karmic cycles that are completed are happy moments. I will say that. However, a lot of times when that happens, it's kind of like having a tower moment in tarot, pretty much. But like a lot of times when that happens, you don't realize how great the experience is until later in life when you can reflect and you're no longer in it, if that makes sense. I'm gonna tell you now, because you're in the 7 year, you're in it. You're in the mess. You're in the funk. Okay? So you're not gonna be able to truly and honestly take you're not going to truly and honestly feel or see the benefits of it, of what you're doing, how you're getting out of it, and what that looks like for you until later on. Okay? So I just want to let y'all know that. But while you're in it, know that you're actually accomplishing some big things. So you as well need to be patting yourself on the back. You as well need to know that you have done a lot of good work. But the only way you can get there is if you surrender. Surrender to the outcome. Surrender to the outcome. All right? Cool. So, let me know if you resonate with that. Let me know if you resonate with that message. And also, if you're here and this ain't your personal year number, please know that these messages is not just for those people. It's for, if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. All right, cool. So let's see. I'm giving one more message. Okay, cool. There you go. One more message. It just kind of came out. For you personal year 7s, you got the number 38, which it says, the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? You can't make this up. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? I mean, how? You can surrender. Now, here's the thing. I do want to point out the fact that it's talking about the collective field is impacting you. The collective field is impacting you. That's why I'm like, you're in a 2 personal month, which means you have heightened sensitivity right now. You have this energy of like, I'm feeling everything, I'm experiencing everything. This is so much is happening. And when things are like that and they're a little crazy and they're a little out there, it's too much happening at the same time. We try to hold on to things that we have control over because it gives us a sense of safety. So I would push you and encourage you to identify what safety feels like for you in the midst of chaos, okay? Because there's a lot happening. And when you know what safety feels like for you, then you can actively work on that for yourself. You can actually embody that energy for yourself, because that means that you can do certain things like, okay, you know what? A lot is happening right now, but you know what? I need to take a deep breath. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Okay, cool. All right. So what can I control? And the only thing you can control is your vibration. You know, you don't control what happens to you, you control how you respond to it. So this is really calling for you to like not allow the collective energy to dictate you. It's impacting you, but it shouldn't dictate what's going on. And people shouldn't be telling you how things should be. Allow yourself to connect with your higher self in the universe and show and like have it show you how it should be for yourself at this moment. Because that's all you have right now is the moment. So that's the message for you. If you resonate with that, please let me know. Put it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And also, if you're interested in the Dream Warrior coaching program that is starting next week, the link is in the description box, and I look forward to seeing you there. But if you're leaving me, thank you so much for being here, sticking around. If you're not, stick around. There's more messages to go around. So thank you again. Okay, so we got that. Bum bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum. Da-dum dum dum. Okay. All right. So let's see. And we are good. Okay. All right, cool. So let's move on to my personal year number 8. My personal year number 8. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. All right, cool. So, you said I would connect you to. Oh yeah, cool. Thanks. That would be great. That would be great. Thank you so much. Hope number by number. I love that. Hope number by number. We are sipping the spirituality. You hear me? We are sipping the spirituality at this point. So let's see. My personal year number 8. If you're in personal year number 8, you are in a personal month number 3. 3, 3, 3. Interesting month. Interesting month. So a little bit about the 3 energy. 3 is about creativity. It's about it's like social energy. It's very fun. It's also can be a little scatterbrained. It's very quick witty. It's it is really like it's the beginning phase of the mental sphere. It's the gateway to the mental sphere. So it has a lot to do with memory. It has a lot to do with being in your head a lot too. You could be in your head a lot with the 3 energy. However, that energy can be combated by really being like taking up creative experiences or being more in tune with your creativity. And so that is where the 3 energy kind of steps in. So being in a 3 month, you may have some really cool ideas. And the energy of the 4 universal month is going to ask you to be a little bit patient in activating those ideas. However, they're wanting you to plant the seeds of those ideas. So they're in you, but they want you to kind of plant the seeds so that you can start nourishing it, nurturing it, watering it, and letting it grow during this like planting season, if that makes sense. You know how like they say, April showers bring May flowers. So there's a lot that goes with it. April showers bring May flowers. And that even goes with your ideas as well too. So yeah, let's see what's going on with y'all. And also you're in an 8 year, so there's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of energy moving. There could be a lot of opportunities coming about right now. There may be opportunities for you to make some money, you know, but there's risk with the 8s. So you be aware of, as much as you're willing to just like risk it all, you can lose it all, you can gain it all in one day. That makes sense. So just know, energy is energy. The 8 will risk it. And I love the 8. I'm an 8 myself, but the 8s, yeah. 8 is very independent energy, so you may feel really called to do things on your own and like not really wanting a lot of people to depend on you in that sense. However, just know that this year, even though you're feeling that way, it doesn't mean that you're like, if people are depending on you, that doesn't take away from the fact that you are independent. It just gives you more agency and being able to support others without it draining you, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind. So what's going on for my personal year number 8s for this month? What is happening? Okay. 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 I cracked myself up. What's going on with y'all? I feel like there's some things happening. So I am getting like honor the truth. There's something about honoring the truth. Okay. Honor is to honor thy truth. Okay. Okay. Honor thy truth. Interesting. Okay. I feel like some things are going to come up with that. First card that came up for y'all was number 56, which is relationship change. Relationship change. Now, if my memory serves, sorry y'all, my dog is barking. I don't know why he barking. He just being his own little. Okay, all right. So yeah, but he be in his own little world. Anyway, so the relationship change. Now, what I am going to say about this is like, and thank y'all for being patient. But what I'm going to say about this is that there is, if memory serves correctly, y'all probably was going through a lot with different relationships happening, or like a relationship particularly. You could have gone through for a group of people. I feel like there has been a major like breakup, or a or like a hard conversation that happened that has changed the dynamic of your relationship with a particular person. I do feel that boundaries kind of have been set, or they have been crossed. They have been set or they have been crossed. Now, the thing is, that's for one group. For another group, there's been that energy of it being like a hard experience with the relationship. It does feel like there's a sense of, I don't know, it just kind of feels like there's just been a big shift in the relationship, because there's something like, there's truth that kind of came out of something. It's like, honor thy truth. They're asking you to honor the truth that you've been witness to, or you've experienced, or gained some type of truth in a situation or whatnot. And it does feel kind of heavy. It does feel kind of hard. And it feels like you're in a space of like, dang, like this hit real tough. Like real tough. I do get, for some people, it is a friendship. For other people, I do get it's romantic. However, I also do get, for another group of people, of y'all, like in your 8 years, I do feel like some of y'all are feeling the shift of relationship, like a relationship shift in someone of power or authority. It could be a boss. It could be, an idol, or someone like a mentor, or somebody that you kind of idolized or you looked up to in a sense. But they kind of just change your outlook on them, and along with other things in your life as well too. So now you're kind of questioning, like, again, what do you identify with, what fits in your box and what doesn't. So I am going to say that there's a big shift that you're going through right at the moment. And you're in a 3 personal month. So that's very possible. That is very possible, with like shifts in relationships in 3 months. And because it may be something that happened during your 2 month with your relationship, but it's this month that there's like a truth that has like now starting to stick, and now you got to really honor it. Sorry, that's just what it is. You have to honor the truth. Honor your truth. And also they're telling me, like, whatever, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. The truth is there. Like, you don't have to search for anything more than what you have already. Like, you already know the truth. For whoever that is, let it resonate if it does. Take what leaves. Take what does, leave what doesn't. The next card, again, number 4, perseverance. This is like the one card that like just shows up in everyone's reading. So perseverance. Again, this is a month of perseverance. It's the universal 4 month. Therefore, there is universal 4 energy, which is perseverance, and in general, that is the number 4. You got to keep chugging along. You got to keep pushing. If you are feeling seeds of doubt, like you are planting seeds of doubt, or people have planted seeds of doubt, like, y'all need to make sure that you are rising above it and rising above that energy of doubt and believing in yourself again. Start believing in yourself again. I just feel like some of these people, like, it's just the relationships and the energy and stuff that was happening at the moment. Like, y'all really like dodged a bullet in a sense for some of y'all. So yeah, that perseverance energy is really talking about just sticking through, pushing through, knowing that it is for you to work through and you're okay. But you're struggling working through it because you feel like if I could see someone's aura, it will be like black gunk kind of attached to someone's energy field that needs to kind of be released in a sense. And it's not that hard to release it. It's just you have to know it's there. And know that some of the beliefs that you have about yourself is not what you believe in yourself. Somebody else planted that seed. So now you have to kind of remove that seed and nourish the one that you have here for you. Okay. So the next card that came out for you was the number 3. And that card is the number of creativity, because you're in a 3 personal month. This is your card. This is your energy. So to combat this energy of not to combat perseverance, but to combat the energy of why you feel like you are struggling to persevere, you are needing to become more creative. Get in your creative bag. If you are an artist, if you are a musician, if you are someone who likes to knit, if you are somebody who likes to finger paint, if you like to dance, if you like to do something, give me something. You know what I mean? Like, give me something. Get in your creative bag. They're asking you, the way that you get through a lot of this stuff throughout this month is to get in your creative bag. Have fun. Go out to a wine and sip, a paint and sip event or something. Go to an art museum. Go do something. And I'm just naming random stuff for real. I mean, I did name a few things that had to do with painting. So if you are into painting, like, maybe this is for you. If you're into drawing, sketching, whatever, like, get in your bag. Get in your bag. Your creative bag. Okay? So, I mean, that's clear cut to the point. That's what it is. You're in a 3 personal month. Utilize this energy correctly by getting more into your, and also, this is not just talking about like art and music and stuff like that, but if you have creative ideas as far as like a business or a journey or this like new things to come along, get into it. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. For some of y'all, I'm feeling like the reason why you were going through this relationship change is because your creativity was blocked, and now it's starting to open up, and it's being supported by the 3 personal month for you, and now you have the opportunity to get into it. The last card you got was number 44, environment. This is the environment card. So with the environment card, it is important for you to know that 44, again, let's think about your 2 boxes. 44 is about your structures, or 4 is about your structures, your planning, limitation. It's also about your environment, the things around you. Again, what fits in your box and what doesn't. The collective energy is really about was removing and fixing things and moving things outside of our boxes. Okay. So with that being said, this environment card is saying that there could be a shift in your environment. It could be a need to shift your environment, but it's also a need for you to pay attention to what's in your environment. Is your space cluttered? Is your home neat? Are you you utilize feng shui, utilize different aspects of your environment to help you generate more energy into yourself, and into your ideas. So if things aren't really working in your favor the way you want it to, then start shifting some things around. That includes the people in your environment, the places that you're in. When you go to certain locations, there's energy. Everywhere has energy. So pay attention to your environment, pay attention to how that's really working for you or against you, and then make the decisions to make those moves. That's what it is. But I do see that there's a shift in environment. So just know that can look any type of way. That can look like there's new people in your world, in your environment. You could be making decisions to kind of consolidate, because this is a 4 universal month, and you're also moving into a 4 personal month next month. So you could be looking to consolidate, move to a different location. I mean, I only say that more so because it's I wouldn't recommend people moving during their 4 month in a sense. Or their 4 year, or in that 4 energy, if you make life drastic changes that, change your life in a sense, it can come at a cost when it comes to your stability. Unless it's required of you to do, make a change like that to give you more stability, then I wouldn't be oh yeah, just randomly move out to a different country one day because you just felt like it. No, that's giving 5 energy. That's not giving 4 energy. Okay. So, but if you are moving, or if you're shifting environment or moving to a new apartment or something like that, just do it in the sense that the intention is to provide you with more stability, more freedom to explore your creativity, and also being in a space of safety and security for yourself. Okay, your environment is your home. That's your space. That's your internal space, your outer space. That's what's important to you. So, pay attention to that. Okay. Yeah, I feel for y'all, there's just a lot. For some people, I'm gonna be real. It just feels you had a big breakup, and you are really trying to work through the beliefs around yourself and the other person. And then at the same time, it's well, you know what? I really want to focus on myself, and I really want to do new things, and I really want to go and do that. And so you're really trying to, now you're going to be in different spaces and environments to do so. So we'll keep that in mind. I think that'd be good. All right. So let's get one more message for y'all. And then we're going to see messages for my personal year number 8. What's up with y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, G-Way? In the club. Wow, you got this too. You got this number 23. Prioritize self-love and care. When do you feel most nurtured and cared for? So this is the second time this card has come out. So if we can get this, can we get that? Can y'all see? This is taking too long. There we go. So yeah, prioritize self-love and care. This is important right now. And that's also just coming up in general of this energy. It's that relationship change, the ideals around the connection that you have. You want to pay attention to how now you care for yourself. That's what it feels like, the shift coming from you focusing so much on other people or someone else particularly, and now you're starting to focus on yourself, and that's just it. Okay. But you have to now, okay? Because now with this energy, you tap into your creative bag, and that's the thing they're saying is your creative energy needs to move and flow. And that is the way to nourish the body, to nurture yourself, and to take care of yourself, because you're accessing something that gives you that inner child feeling. Because 3 energy is tapping into your inner child. So that playful energy that I get to have fun again, and I really want to test the waters. I want to get my hands dirty again. Like, that's what it feels like. So moving from focusing on someone else and focusing on authority for some people to your inner child and your creative energy, that is very nourishing to your body and to your soul. So you really want to tap into that a little bit more this month. Don't let too much of everything else kind of cloud your judgment on who you are and where you're going. So tap into that energy, have fun, enjoy the wild, crazy energy that 3 can bring. But it's more of the playful energy the 3 can bring. So yeah, so if you resonate with that message, that is for you. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you are interested in the Dream Warrior coaching program that starts next week, go ahead and click the link in the description box. You get to work with me for 6 weeks. And I am literally letting all y'all know what's going on in your dreams. And we're all going to do it together. So other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you're here with me, thank you for tuning in. If this is where you leave me, I will see you in the next video. If not, stick around. There's more messages to go around. Okay, so that is that. And now we are moving on to the personal year number 9. So where are we at with that? I guess I should have definitely should have been time stamping all of these, but I'll do it later. It's fine. We'll just get to it. All right, personal year number 9s. Now, here's the thing. Personal year number 9, I told y'all at the beginning of the collective energy, you're the same year as the universal energy, which means you're in the same month as the universal energy. So as we talked about some of the messages that kind of came through for you during this for personal and universal month, this all applies to you on double demon time. That's pretty much what it is. It's double demon time. So yeah, it always is interesting when I get to the people who are in the same year in personal and universal energy as the universe. So one of the things when we talked about what the collective energy is already, so I'm just going to start pulling cards for you and see what it looks like for you. I do feel that, let's see what messages are actually coming up for y'all. Because y'all in a personal 4 months, so, oh, okay. I knew it was going to come up. Now, I mean, we're just going to have to go with that. We got a little bit specific. It's specific for y'all now. Miss Haley, hi. How are you? How are you? I'm doing some readings for all of us. Personal year numbers. It's so here. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we're just gonna stick with this because I'm like, y'all, I just want to know where y'all are as the personal year 9s, because everything that the collective is feeling, y'all feeling it double. Okay, so the first card that came out for y'all was the number 67, which is physical activity. Okay, physical activity. I am going to say this, when it comes to tapping into your energy right now, the 4 is about getting your physical together as well too. It is a physical number. 4 energy is very physical. That means getting their hands dirty. That means working out, getting the physical energy out of the body and letting it balance itself out through the physical activity. Okay. Now, that being your card that's coming up right now, either you are in an energy that you are trying to get into more physical activity, or they're asking you to. They're asking you to move your body a little bit more, get more active, and really start seeing how that affects your ability to balance your life out in that sense. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am becoming a lot more physical active at this moment, just because it's just the energy that comes with that 4 and 9 energy. So I know for me, it's just something that I'm picking up on, and I just was like, oh, all right, I gotta follow it. That's just what it is. So for y'all may be in that energy. There's a lot of people trying to hit the gym. There's a lot of people trying to get their bodies right. Getting some work done. That means also even if you know practitioners, and go get acupuncture done or get massages or anything that you can get your body to unblock some things, like psychosomatic work or anything of that sort. That would be really good. But physical activity is going to help you on a day-to-day basis. So get to walking, get to running, or whatever it is that you want to do. But that's the energy that you're in at this moment. Okay. So the second card that came out for y'all was the number 2, which is patience. Now, you're not the only people who got this card. Now, the patience card coming out, it is very interesting, because right now it feels like y'all are not happy with what limitations kind of come with the 4 energy. People look at limitations as like what's stopping you and blocking you, and it's the worst thing. And ever, like, even when it comes to certain energies, like, I feel like the limits are needing to be respected in a sense, like knowing your limits. That's what I keep hearing, like knowing your limits, because you can't keep pushing when the universe isn't really pushing with you, if that makes sense. If the universe is like, this is not the right time, this is not the right place, this is not how it should look or how we're orchestrating it to look, and yet you're pushing for an outcome, you're going to hit a wall. You're literally going to hit a wall. Now, in the collective sense, it does feel like a lot of people are pushing for something. And it's like, we need to have moderation. That was something that came out earlier, like moderation, knowing how much we're consuming, knowing how much, like knowing when to do too much and when it's not enough. Okay. When we're doing too much and knowing when it's not enough for us to be doing, so just have patience, understand that this is not something. And for some of y'all, I just feel like for some of y'all, the ideas that you were coming up with last month, you're like really trying to push hard for it now, like push hard, but it's like, no, it's not even actually supposed to look like that. And if you allow your physical activity to kind of come through and start moving things like moving your body, emotion can actually go in and out of your body effortlessly. So you'll know that some of the thoughts and ideas that go through your body and your mind and your soul are things that just kind of go in and out. The ones that kind of stick, like the ideas and thoughts that you have that kind of stick with you, then that's for you to do. So some things are not meant to be pushed on at that moment, because you may change your mind. It may not stick with you. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to that. The third card that came out for you was the number 91, and that's the surrender card. The surrender card. So again, I mean, that's not the first time this card came out either. It's just the energy of needing to surrender to the outcome, surrender to the universe. Do not make this natural descent be difficult and hurt really bad, because like that's where when I channel the energy of this month for the collective, and y'all are getting it double, it's like I'm still seeing y'all for real. Some of y'all are fighting. Y'all are fighting against what the universe has for you. And it's like, gosh, if you only saw what was over here, like if you saw what was over here instead of what's right here, then you'll be able to like know, okay, it's worth waiting for. But like y'all, you gotta surrender. Again, easier said than done. However, one of the bigger things that you can do with that sense is actually ask your guides of what that can look like. Like how will surrendering look for you? And like ask your higher self that, like, what does surrendering look like for me? What am I holding on to that I no longer need to hold on to? What is it that, like, what outcome am I so attached to that I need to detach from? What spiritual practice do I need to partake in order to release that attachment? Okay. Then the last card that you got is the number 32, and it's music, which I'm not surprised for y'all particularly. It is extremely important to pay attention to your frequency. Pay attention to your vibration. How do you pay attention to your vibration? You literally can know when you start having those thoughts of like competitiveness or if you are becoming envy or jealous or envious or jealous, and you're having these like negative thoughts about a bunch of things happening in the like there's a lot happening, you can start telling that your vibration is not very high. So when that happens for you, pay attention to not only that happening, but knowing where the root of it comes from, and also transmuting it. You can transmute the energy through music. The sound itself heals people. Sound heals people. So again, pay attention to what you're listening to, what you're consuming, and listen to binaural beats. I'm telling you, like, binaural beats are so powerful. There's an app that I use that I've been using for years. This is not an ad, okay? But Beatfulness on Apple, I think it's through Apple Play Store, or yeah, whatever it's called. But I listen to that, and there's like certain things that you can focus on. There's different theta waves, delta waves, beta waves, alpha waves, like gamma waves. Like there's so many different waves and mentally that can stimulate your vibration and help you raise your vibration. So I would suggest that if you were interested. Or just like listening to, again, high vibrational music. There's also like Chris and Teeb, and they make really like vibing songs and dances and stuff. You said what kind of beats? Binaural beats. binaural. Yeah, binaural. Binaural. Yeah. Binaural beats. And it's called, the app is called Beatfulness. Beats as in BEAT. Yes, binaural. Yep. Binaural beats. So those are really helpful. Yep. BINURAL. Spelling champion of the world. Whoa. Okay, wait. Let's try that one again. Let's get the first one. URAL. Yep. Cool. Let's get a message for the person on your number 9. And Beatfulness. Yep. That is how you spell it. BATFULNESS. Okay. Ooh, interesting how this comes up. Last message for y'all. Number 44 on this card, okay, on this one is come together, we need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others and the world? Oh, man. Here's the thing with this. For some of y'all, I do feel like y'all have been so overwhelmed with the mess that's going on right now. And when you are experiencing the mess, we want to separate ourselves all the time. And so that card is really calling for you because, like, it is a time, instead of fighting against people, we need to see how we are separating ourselves. We are weak when we are not together. We are weak when we're not together. Individually, everyone has their own journeys. Everyone has their own healing journeys that they need to take. But do not let the healing journey itself be an excuse for why you can't connect with people or why you can't be around people. You're in a 4 personal month. This is a 4 universal month. And with that being said, there's going to be times where you are consolidating. This is a consolidation month for you. So it's not that you can't be around people or that you shouldn't be around people. It's more that you need to find why you are releasing certain things in your life or certain people in your life, and then be able to use that energy to transmute it into light, into a lighter energy, a higher frequency, so that you can attract more people. Because the thing is, the people you attract after you do that, you'll be surprised that you were trying to step away from them, or not step away in a sense, but like you didn't think you would connect with those type of people before because you were pushing yourself against the energy that was not for you, or was for you per se. But look at how you're pushing against the world and see how you can transmute that into a way where you're more of a surrendering, and you're not being all beat up by going down the river. Okay, you going down the river, you getting beat up because you're trying to push against the current, when it's easy to just kind of let it happen. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna just float down and see what happens, and then you land softly. Some people land hard because they were just fighting the whole way, but you land softly. You know, you wash up on the shore, and you find other people who were on the same path as you, and you are like, oh, maybe I would have met y'all a lot sooner if I wasn't trying to fight my way down. Who knows? Who knows? So, yes, like, yes. Exactly. So, I hope you resonated with that message. If you are interested in my Dream Warrior coaching program that starts next week, the link is in the description box below. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with this message for you. If you resonate with it, please let me know. Other than that, if you are sticking around with me, stick around for more messages. If not, if this is where you leave me, thank you so much for being here, and stay tuned for your next video. So thank you again, y'all. All right, now here we go. So we are at personal year number ones. I love to see it. My personal year number ones. We are here. I guess it makes sense why they wanted me to start with personal year number 6. So yeah. All right. So if you are personal year number 1, that means the month of April is your personal month number 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, $5 football. Any. All right, cool. So if you are still with me, let me know what's up. How y'all feeling? If you're personal year number 5, we'll see what's going on with you this month. Now, start personal year number 1, and you're in a personal month number 5. So if you're personal month number 5, the energy, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for messaging him. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I keep saying it, but thank you. Yeah. Vibes all there. I love that. Thank you. Much gratitude. Much gratitude. Okay, so personal month 5. Let me tell you about the 5. The 5 is all about change, adventure, and exploration. You say you don't know mine. I need to look back at my paperwork from our consultation. Oh, yeah. So I'm so happy you still have that, by the way. Yeah, if you look at the description box below, I gave an example of how to calculate it. So you just take your first, your birth month, your birth day, and then add the current year, so 2025, which is 9, and then you reduce it down to a single digit number, and then that's what year you're in. So yeah, it's an example in the description box. All right, cool. So I did get one card for my 5. So the 5 energy is like exploration, change. It's really the number of change. And oh, you said it was so much good info. Yes, this is why I love numerology so much. I love it so much. It's just it connects the dots for a lot of people. For those who really want to look at a practical way of looking at energy and connecting with energy, numerology is great. And who also just want to connect the dots from a spiritual component into the physical reality, numerology is great. So yeah, so number 5, this is a month I would be here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, because you're in a personal year number 1, you already got a lot of newness going on. You're still clearing out some old gunk, from the previous year, previous cycle, because you started your new cycle this year. So, but with your 5 energy in this 5 month, expect the unexpected. That's all I'm gonna say. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Which means there could be a lot of different ideas that you're like, all right, now I can actually move on it. But with that being said, I will say, like, pay attention to some things, because fives can kind of easily miss detail on stuff. Or there's like an escapism. So you may be doing a lot of things that try to escape from something or break free of something. But you're also, remember, we're in a 4 universal month, so there is limitations happening. There's limits imposed on us in different ways, and it shows up in different ways. Because you're in a 5-month personal month, that can show up in a way of like needing to achieve your freedom of some sort, and you're like feeling like you're being constricted in that way. So just know that, like, you may miss some details, or you may just kind of be like, I'm just trying to go, but pay attention to some of those things and quiet the mind a little bit. Use that 4 energy of consolidation and going like resting, in a sense, to kind of get more information on the things you're really trying to push on at this moment, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's get 2 more cards for my personal year number 1s. What's good? What's happening? What's up? What's happening? What's up? What's up? What's happening? So sometimes y'all, I be thinking songs be just channels, for real. I be channeling, like, boom. All right, there we go. Woo. Okay, cool. So I'm like, I keep getting, what's happening? What's up? Okay, so we got for the first card for you, for your personal year number 1s, my personal month number 5s, you got the number 74, which is nature. So I like that this came out for you, because, like, again, like I was saying, like, when it comes to deciding certain things to move on, you can miss details. And missing details right now, or actually I feel for some people there's been like some delays, okay? Like, there may be some ideas that you were looking into getting into, or to exploring a little bit more, and there's been like delays. And so what they're saying is, like, they're needing you to come to a space of connecting with nature, coming together as you, they're saying, like, coming back together as you once were, coming back together as you once were. And I just get, like, all the, like, fairy beings. Like, this could be a very fairy energy in a sense. So they're wanting you to use the 5 energy of this month for you to explore more of what the world has to offer you, and you can do that by going into nature and being one with nature. Like, this is more than just, oh, I want to go talk to trees. It's like, yeah, go talk to trees, but like, but it's getting warmer, or for some people, because over here, I don't know why it's cold, but it's cold over here. But like, for some spaces, it's getting warmer. You go outside, go in nature, you get more clarity in that space. Distance yourself from all the craziness that's happening, because you don't want to miss out on the present moment either. So that's what they're really calling for you to do, is to center yourself. I'm even feeling my chest. I'm like, center yourself through nature at this moment, okay? Now, you have the number 8 for the next card, which is manifestation. Now, usually, here's the thing. This is what I explain to people. As an 8, okay, I will explain this to you. 8 is a number of manifestation. It's the number of karma. It's the number of, like, what goes around comes around. Infinity, infinite opportunities, infinite experiences. And it is the number that what you put in is what you get out. So when this card is coming up, and the fact that it's coming up in this particular position is showing that you are really in a space of truly manifesting. And that means good or bad. That means positive or negative. That means if you're thinking great things can come to you. If you're thinking negative things, then the negative things will come to you. And it's not just as simple as saying that. It's more of just like knowing what your internal beliefs are and what you have brought down from, or what you've been carrying from your ancestors and what you've been carrying karmically as well from previous lifetimes. So your beliefs really are showing up as what's holding you back from experiencing the shift that you truly are wanting to experience, or it's holding you back from actually moving through it. Like, that's what it kind of feels like. It's like you needed to like move through it, and it's not really, it's like you're getting stuck, but it's because of some of the beliefs that you hold. So with manifestation, again, this is a pretty good time to think about what it is you're trying to manifest, and know that the things that have not come into fruition doesn't mean it's not going to. It just means that there's probably a blockage in your belief system. You can test out what you believe based off of like little different activities and stuff. And I actually talk about this in my Dream Warrior coaching program, because a lot of our dreams are telling us why we are experiencing certain things that we're experiencing in our lifetimes, and we can decipher that, through our dreams. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click the link in the description box. Join the Dream Warrior coaching program. We start next week. So but pay attention to what you're manifesting. Pay attention, because now it's like the work that you're putting in this year for you is really about you. It's about you. You're in a year one. This is about you. This is about your new path, your new cycle, your new things, what you want to do for yourself. And use this 5 energy to kind of explore some of that and see how that's going to look for you. Yeah, I just feel like it's, for some of y'all, I feel like y'all are still kind of operating as if you were limited. And not limited in a way of like there's parameters. It's more like limited as in your limited thinking, because that can cause some blockages. All right, next card is the number 10, which again, karmic completion. Y'all are not the only one. I'm telling you, a lot of people are freaking completing some karmic cycles here. You hear me? So like, so with this karmic completion, this in this particular position, for some people it came at the end, some people it came in the beginning, whatever, but like in this particular position for y'all, it is crucial for you to realize, like, I actually am making my my reality what I want it to be, and in order to do that, I have to let go of some of the cycles that I've been through. Karmic completion is like around your karmic cycles, meaning previous lifetimes, lessons you didn't learn then that you had to learn now. So you learn those lessons, but don't make it go to waste. You hear me? Like, don't let it go to waste. These lessons that you're learning during this time. With this being in this position, it's encouraging you to be in reflection mode of not fully. Like, when I say reflection mode, because I know for me, I'm someone who was like, it's either you do or you don't. You in or you out. Cold turkey, all the way in. Whatever it is, So when I say reflection mode, for me, I'm like, okay, I need to fully go into reflection mode. Where I'm actually telling you go into reflection mode, I'm meaning like you can actually just kind of reflect a little bit, journal a little bit, and then realize like, oh, this is the lesson that I had to learn. And now that I've learned that lesson, I can actually move in a direction that feels freer for me, because this is a feeling free. Uh-oh. We're good? Okay, I think we're good now. I don't know what that was about. Glitchy. Okay, so yeah. Okay, yeah, because I was like, oh, I don't know what happened. But so there was that. Now, your last card is the number 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. But it's the number 41, which is discipline. So whatever you have ideals on right now, which you're going to actually learn those ideas in nature, like it's going to come to you in nature. And now that you kind of have your blueprint, in a sense, now that you kind of have your blueprint of like what to do this month, as far as like knowing what you need to work on with your belief systems and your manifestation and what your mind is thinking, and also the karmic lessons, Your self-discipline is so crucial right now because that's what's going to change your trajectory. The change that you're looking for, the direction that you're going in right now, the places that you want to be is going to come from the self-discipline that you imply on yourself. This is calling for you to become more disciplined. It's calling for you to explore more of what discipline looks like for yourself. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 is the universal month that we're in right now. 1 is the current year that you're in right now. And so it's calling for you to be more disciplined in order to achieve more freedom. Boom, period, point blank. That is it. Okay. If you resonate with that, let me know. I'm going to, because I mean, that's just what it kind of really what it is at the end of the day. You want to achieve more freedom in your life? Be more disciplined. Like, don't let nobody steer you off the wrong page and off the wrong road. Okay? We're not doing that. Let me see. All right. So, let's see what messages. Oh, okay. I guess that one just come out. Interesting. All right. So, the last message for you is the number 28. Don't run from the darkness. Embrace your shadow side. What aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at or address? I mean, really, yeah. You can like screenshot that one. But this is this card is pretty much it's clear as day what it is. But the aspects of yourself that you're not addressing, that is where the karmic lessons are, by the way, just so you know. So that message coming to you is like it aligns with the karmic completion card, simply because in order to complete that karmic cycle, you have to address those shadow aspects, because the shadow aspects are the aspects excuse me, the aspects of yourself that you don't want people to see. All right, excuse me. But yeah, excuse me. So yeah, it's those aspects that you don't want people to see. That's where the karmic energy is. It's very karmic. And it's going to show up in your relationships, your career, your beliefs, what you're believing, you're manifesting. So unless you really start dealing with the shadow aspects of yourself, you won't really complete that cycle quite yet. And in order to complete the cycle, you gotta not run from the darkness, in a sense. And the dark, honestly, dark stuff I'll be embracing it, even though I don't want to sometimes, but I have to. You know, it's part of me. So it's part of you. Embrace it. Cool. So if you are looking to embrace more of that dark side and learn what it is, go ahead and click the link in the description box. You can get a session with me if you want to join my Dream Warrior coaching program starting next week. That is in the description box as well too. We are working together for 6 weeks, and it's just like all these crazy things that come up for us right now, and we get to explore what our dreams are looking like and what they're telling us and how to heal through our dreams. That's for you. Now, if you are sticking around and you're staying with me, thank you for being here, and there's more messages to come. If this is where you leave me, thank you so much for being here with me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for the next video. So, thank you. All right. Moving on to the personal year number 2. All right. Personal year number 2s. Let's see what's up. If you're in a personal year number 2, that means you're a personal month number 6. Okay. So personal month number 6, y'all are very much, very much in a space where, let me just put it this way. The 6 energy is like love, relationships, family, balance, creation. It is a number of creation from the heart center as well too. So you may find yourself really in spaces that is like family may be requiring more of your energy. Mediation may be like needing out of you, or people are needing that out of you. You are very sensitive to the family and energy around you. Your friendships may require more of your energy. The goal for you this month is to really establish more balance, and also, and it's like a mini peak energy for you this month. So just know that, and when I say peak, I mean like the peak energy is always the 9 energy. Okay, so we're in a peak energy at this moment. However, the 6 energy is like a mini peak, so it can be as that's why I'm like 6 energy is like dramatic. You hear me? It's like super dramatic, because you kind of get stuff from a lot of like your career energy. It's all connected, but like career energy, relationship energy, personal stuff, like, but you have the ability to create during this time. And so creation can look many different ways. However, you want to utilize creation in a very balanced way. So creating at home, creating at work, creating in your relationships, creating with yourself. It is a time to not be selfish, if that makes sense. And taking care of yourself isn't selfish, by the way. So you still need to do that. But let's see what's coming up for my personal year number 2s. It's a lot of relationship stuff. Oh, okay. Yep. I kind of, oh, golly, y'all. Dang. Even the cards coming all dramatic. Goodness gracious. All right, let's see what else. Let's get one more. Let's see what else. Okay, so let's see. So the first card, the first card that y'all got for the month of April is the number 22, which is intuition. I told y'all this is like a sensitive time. This whole month, this whole year, because you're in a 2-year, this whole year, hella intuition, hella intuitive energy, hella spiritual insight, like for real. A lot of spiritual insight, a lot of intuition. Y'all are getting hit with a lot of it right now. And so what it is like, I don't want y'all to feel overwhelmed with how sensitive you're being right now. Like, because I mean, it's necessary for you to navigate the energy that's coming towards you. But this card is calling for you to like really pay attention to your intuition and to connect with your intuitive side, your feeling side. This is what they are wanting you to do. Okay. So know that this is also referring to your intuition about people. What's your gut telling you about people and the people that are around you? I'm just saying, because a lot of stuff is going to be starting to come up for you around the energies of people around you. Okay. The second card that came out, and also start testing yourself when it comes to your intuition. You know, you don't want to keep having those experiences where like, oh man, I knew this was going to happen. And then like, you really just don't follow your gut. You know what I mean? Like, you just sitting there like, man, I knew that was going to happen. I should have listened to my gut. You know, like, okay, but like, I'm just saying, like, just don't be that person to be sitting there like you get all the intuitive hits and then you're ignoring them and then you get it smacks you in the face. Okay, I'm like, oh man, I knew that was gonna happen. I had a dream that was gonna happen. You know, and no. Speaking of dreams, if you are looking to join my Dream Warrior coaching program starting next week, I have that linked in the description box. We are working 6 weeks together and we're deciphering and decoding all of your dreams and working together on utilizing your dreams to transform your life. Cool. So next card. Next card y'all got was the number 63, which is parenting, which I had a feeling that this was going to be coming up because you're in the 6th month. This is your 6th month and you're in a 2-year. Okay. So during that time, let's just think about it. We're talking about family. This is the energy about family. Whether you are a parent, you are with your parents, if they're still alive, or if they're not, there's some parenting wounds that may be showing up at the moment. And so when you experience this, it can be kind of hard to navigate. And I say that because you're already really sensitive. You're already feeling a lot of stuff. So when parents' wounds come up, father wounds, mother wounds, or your children are experiencing things, and it's bringing up old parenting wounds in yourself, this is something that you may want to like pay attention to. There's also, for some people, it feels like there's a little bit of stretching yourself a little bit thin around the house or home, or not necessarily giving a child the attention that they're like looking for right now. That, I don't know who that's for, but that's something for somebody. It's like needing to spend more time with that child or children. I do feel that. So if you resonate with that, let me know. But if not, it's not for you. So, but there are some like parenting things that are maybe showing up. You may be having some like with some parents, and it can be a little hard to handle and navigate at the moment. But you need to utilize your intuition and really start diving deep into your spiritual journey around what it is that you believe around your family, around yourself in regards to your family. For some of y'all, I am going to say, because I'm going to show you the next card, but for some of y'all, I am going to say that there is a space of believe in like these parent beliefs, these ancestral beliefs. Now, ancestral beliefs, an example of that would be, say you are in a family of women who mostly all the women in your family have gotten divorced, or they don't stay in relationships long. And so they all believe that marriage is evil, men are evil, and they don't believe in like love that can last a lifetime. Okay. And it shows because all these women are getting divorced. They don't have they're not in a relationship, or if they are in a relationship, it's not healthy, or whatever the case is. So there's these beliefs that are developed, and those beliefs get passed down through generations. So you may have a belief, not knowingly, but like may have a belief that you don't deserve love, or you don't deserve, to be married, and because you believe that divorce is inevitable, because that's all you've seen, that's what your ancestral line is brought down to you. Now, that's an example of like an ancestral belief. So, and I bring the ancestral belief because parents came up, the parenting card come up. So like, what beliefs have you carried from your parents that are no longer serving you in this lifetime right now? How is it helping you, or how is it hurting you? It's not everything, not all the stuff that we carry ancestrally is bad, because there's plenty of powerful ancestral things that I am very grateful that my ancestors passed down to me. So just know, like, but some of the beliefs are not accurate right now. They're not. They're invalid at this moment. It's not conducive for your well-being. So pay attention to what those beliefs are. And the reason why I say that is because the number 8 of manifestation card came up, which means now you have full power of actually manifesting. I said in the beginning, the 6th energy is about creation. It's about creation in the home, creation in the work world, it's creation in your own relationships. So you have the ability to utilize that 6th energy to create what you want your life to look like. But you got to be aware of what your beliefs are that are stopping you from creating, because if you are not aware of those beliefs, you're going to start manifesting the same type of outcomes. That's why, I mean, a long story short, short story long. So that's kind of where that is in a sense. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to those beliefs that you may be carrying from your parents. Like, your parents may have gotten divorced, and you're like, well, I'm not worthy of love because my parents, they didn't believe in love, and they just did it because blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever the case is. I don't know. But pay attention to that, okay? Okay. So then we have the last card is number 46, which is domestic harmony. I like this card a lot, and I like it in this position simply because this is calling the number 4, 6, okay, which is also equals 10, which is also 1. And 46 coming out in this particular position is showing that at the end of this month, there could be a shift in your home. And so that's why it's really important to know how the sixth energy works, because a lot of times people utilize that sixth energy in the home. They may redecorate, they may actually like move into a different home or whatever the case may be, but their focus is in the home because that's where their peace is in that sense. So domestic harmony coming out means that there could be a change of occupants in your home. It could be a change in furniture or how you're operating in your home. Either way, it's supposed to create more harmony within your life and be able to like neutralize some of the energy that has been really stagnant and then be able to move it a lot more. So the domestic harmony means it shows also that you're like really focusing on the home right now. So that could be domestic harmony within your work, within your connection with your children, with your parents or your family or whatnot. So just pay attention to that relationship aspect of your life during this month. What limitations the 4 is bringing up for you in your home, in your box, like you're literally cleaning out your box in a sense. And then also know what energy that you're trying to create using that 6 energy that you have right now for this month. So I hope you resonate with that. Let me give you another message, one more message for my personal year number 2s. Oh, okay. All right, partner, keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Okay, so you got the number 29, and it says deep inward journey. You'll be rewarded for the work. How can you alchemize your fear? Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Yeah. How can you alchemize your fear? This is a good card to have as far as your last message goes, because like now, again, I mean, it just kind of reiterate on what I was talking about. That's what I meant to say about like your beliefs and things that you've passed down through ancestral work. Because when you look at your ancestry and looking at karmic information and looking at like the beliefs that you have and things that you've carried, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, you can really start changing your life. And those fears, and like the fear of not finding love or not finding, I don't know why that one's coming up the most, but it's not just that, honestly, but that's what's coming up the most. It's around like deserving of love, finding a connection, finding a relationship, or finding your soul tribe in a sense. Like that's something that's like coming up as well. So they're saying like do a deep inward journey, and so you'll be rewarded for the work that you do, and you alchemize your fear, change it into wonder and work and like exploration. It's a creation. You can create out of transmutation, So that's another thing that we talk about in our Dream Warrior coaching program. So if you are interested in doing that and joining that, the link is in the description box below. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. If you are sticking with me, thank you for being here, because we got more messages to come. But if you resonate with any of these messages, please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for the next video when y'all come back. But if not, stick around. I got more messages. All right. So we're good on that one. And we moving on to the personal year number 3s. Personal year number 3s. All right. Cool. So again, if you don't know what your personal year number is, go ahead and check out the description box below and calculate your personal year number. And if I talked about your personal year number already, let me know. Put it in the chat. I don't know if I did it yet, but yeah. Personal year number 3. If you're in a personal year number 3, that means April is a personal month number 7. Okay. So personal month number 7. Let me tell you something about the 7. The 7 energy is about introspection. It's about reflection. It's about going inward and making those necessary changes inward, like inward changes, and going on an inward journey. It's a number of sacrifice and loss, and a number of spiritual wisdom and teaching and learning. So you'll find yourself in a 7 energy where you have to experience more things in order to learn from the lessons. but the 7 is really just really reflective. So you may find that this month you're going to be finding yourself not only experiencing like kind of like wanting to be by yourself a lot more, but you may be wanting to journal more. You may want to do a lot of spiritual journey, like doing something where you're inquiring on your spiritual journey and like learning something about yourself on a spiritual level. It is not necessarily something that is easy to do all the time. However, it's necessary. So just keep in mind that this month for you is a consolidation month. So you may be doing a lot more inward stuff. And also the 4 energy of the universal month is playing a role in this as well too. So pay attention to how you're feeling limited in your life so that you're kind of deciphering and decoding what it is that's coming from, like where it's rooted from. That makes sense. So yeah, let's take a look at your month energy for my personal year number 3s. What's going on? 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 Oh, okay. Jeez Louise. 1 second. Okay, well, ironically. Okay, so, all right, so let's see. We got, for the first card that came up for y'all. First card came up for you was the number 96, which is forgiveness. Forgiveness. This is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. Forgiveness, 96. So this card is really in the beginning, the placement of it in the beginning is really calling for us to really look at like how you are, like what you're holding on to. And you're in a 7 personal month, which means this is a time to learn about yourself in a deeper way. If you approach this month very surface, then you will not get the results that you're supposed to be looking for. I mean, that you're wanting. Okay? Because you're in a 3 year. So this year, like the 3 and the 7 are on 2 different spectrums, but it's like very powerful numbers, you know? And so, so a lot of what's happening right now, like 3 energy for you this year is like there's inner child work that's happening. There's a lot of playfulness. There's a lot of social interactions, you know? And so there's creativity that's happening. And so I would bridge the gap between the 7 energy, which is really introspective, and this 3 energy that is very like social and very playful, and bridge the gap between those two around just like, you know, journaling and drawing or like doodling or doing things that are going to stimulate the mind, but also your spirit. And so you're still able to learn and decipher what's happening with you, what's going on with you, you know. However, with the forgiveness card, it is requiring you are required this month to let go of certain things, people, places, ideas, like concepts, and like forgive yourself. Because for some of y'all, I feel like a lot of y'all are like really hard on yourself because you're just upset that okay, all right, here are some messages. You are allowed to experience life to its fullest. And you can't be upset with yourself for not knowing. And you can't be upset with yourself for surviving. But now you don't need to survive anymore. Now is the time to let that go so that you can understand what life looks like for you to thrive. Yes, a message. A message. Wow. Yeah. It's time to let go, doing some like work, especially during this full moon time. Full moon is a great time for you to release. So this is a good time for you to start releasing some things, and forgiveness and establishing forgiveness in that sense. Okay. Then the next card is the number 13, which is effort. Okay. So with the effort card coming out, that means it's like maybe you're in a space of just like feeling drained already. This month isn't a time for you to just stop all that you're doing and just let it happen like the world is happening right now. It's more of it may not be external shifting a lot, but it's requiring you to put more effort. You have to meet the universe halfway in order to start bringing things into your life in that sense. It's not the time for you to stop. And what's the song? Like, wait, they don't love me like I love you. But it's not the time for that. It's the time for you to still put in like internal effort towards your goals and dreams in that sense. You don't need to stop. You just got to keep going in a different way, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. And then next card is number 88, which is abundance. Yo, I love this card. I love this card because it's calling for you, and this is like in this position, it's calling for you to ask yourself, how are you abundant right now? Because as you're letting go and you're being really reflective and you're all in this like introspective space, you have to ask yourself how you're becoming more abundant every single day throughout this process and like establishing your abundant mindset. Meet the universe halfway. All you have to do is think it and believe it and truly see yourself and feel it, know what that feels like in order to actually have it in your life. So it's like, that's the effort that needs to be put in. It's like where you want to achieve yourself, like where you want your life to be in the essence of abundance, in essence. That was actually the last year's calendar name, Essence of Abundance. But yeah, so and it was also because we were the 8th universal year last year. So that's interesting. I will also reflect on where you were this time last year, by the way. And maybe when you do reflect on that, it will give you some insight on how much you've come, how far you've come, and where you're going. And then the last card here is the number 7, because you're in a personal 7 month. And it's the number 7, which is personal growth. And the thing is like, when this comes out, specifically where it came out in this particular spread, you should be happy that card comes out, because it's like then you actually achieved what the 7 is supposed to do, which is actually give you that personal growth. Now you know more than you did. You reflected on what you've done and how you got to this point. You know how to move forward in the next few months, and the lessons that you had to learn to get to this point, you're able to use those to help you moving forward. Know that at the end of the month, you need to be able to reflect back on how this month went for you and like be like, you know what? I did that. I learned that. Like, I don't have to do it again, So, and even if you do have to do it again, you know better, so you do better. And that's what they were saying earlier. They're like, you can't be mad at yourself for not knowing. You got to forgive yourself for not knowing. Like, how was you supposed to know? You can't experience life without knowing. If you knew everything, you wouldn't be able to experience it. So that's what they're really saying. So it's a message for you. Let me know if you resonate with that message. And definitely put in the comments if it's a vibe. If it's a vibe. All right. Let's get one more message for you. And, okay. Well, okay, you got 2 messages because they just wanted to come out, and I was just like, maybe should I put them back? Should I put them back? No, I'm not. So that's that. So the first card that came out for you, the first one I saw was the number 25, which is it's all in divine order. Allow. How can you relax into the flow and go with the currents of life? Going back to the collective energy, also 2 + 5 is 7, by the way, just so you know. But going back to the collective energy, when I was talking about like going down the river and, you fighting against the current and you're like trying to breathe up above water and it's just knocking you in rocks and all this stuff. It's like, what happens if you just lay back, float it, and let the current guide you to where you need to be? That's what this is really calling for you to do. It's like, it's all in divine order. So you need to allow. And I mean, it's a great message. It's like, how can you relax into this? Because at this point, what do you really have control over at this point? It's just how you, I mean, you can control if you're going to fight your way down or if you're going to allow your way to go down. Then the next card that came out was the number 17. It says, trust your faith. Dive into the unfolding journey. What is your faith asking of you? Like, I mean, this is all really just like coming up. And no, let me see. Can we get, there we go. Wait, there we go. So, yeah, it's really calling for you to like, I mean, it's really clear as day. It's in divine order. Allow. Trust your faith. Dive into the unfolding journey. Like, you don't know where the river is going to lead you when you go down it. You don't know. All you're doing is trying to stop yourself from going down because you're thinking like, oh my God, I'm about to die. Like, no, you're not about to die. You're okay. You know, like, and 1 + 7, again, 1 and 7. So 1 + 7 is 8. Y'all did get the 88 energy, which is abundance. And so it's like, trust your faith. Trust yourself. You're in that energy right now where you're going to, your faith is being tested, and like, how can you really relinquish control? How can you relax into the flow? How can you, you know, go down this path and trust your faith? You know, what is it that your faith is asking you? So pay attention to these and like, let this message resonate with you however it is. I would even encourage you to journal on these type of questions. Like, how can you relax into the flow and go with the current of life? Journal about that. Like, what is the worst that can happen if I just let go and forgive and just be in that space? And then ask, like, what's your faith asking of you? For some of y'all, I can feel it's freedom. You just want to like, I just want to be free of all of this gunk. That's what I feel. So, that's your message for April 2025. If you resonate with that, let me know. Put that in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you're interested in the Dream Warrior coaching program that's starting next week, it is linked in the description box below. And otherwise, if you're interested in getting a personal reading, you can do that by looking at the description box below. Is linked there. And yeah. Other than that, thank you so much for being here. If you're leaving me here, thank you for being here. See you in the next video. But if you're not, stay tuned. There's more messages. So, there's that. Now we have personal year number 4s. Personal year number 4s. Personal year number 4s. All right. So, if you are a personal year number 4, that means you are in a personal month number 8. Personal month number 8. Big money, buddy. All right, so 8 energy is all about, I'm going to tell you about it first. 8 energy is all about like abundance, manifestation. It's about independence and wisdom, spiritual wisdom on a spiritual sense. It's about taking some practical and meeting it with spiritual. It's also about being a CEO of your life. It's about being a big boss. It's about taking risks. It's about, you know, what goes around comes around, infinite opportunities, infinite experiences, you know. And there's always positive and negatives to all the numbers. But for the most part, that's what it really is, okay? Now, with that being said, there's going to be some things that may show up right now where you're like, doors may be opening, but it's like, there's some opportunities coming about. It's opportunities. And when I say opportunities, don't think it's just one thing, okay? Like, it would be opportunities to change your branding for your business. The opportunity to kind of put yourself in places that you haven't been before and like open your doors and like have new connections and new experiences with people and meet new people in that sense. So just know that opportunity can mean anything, all right? So, okay, let's see what's coming up for y'all. Yeah, buddy, I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. Oh, okay. Let's see. That one came right on out, and that one did too. Okay. So, all right. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Okay. All right. So, for my personal year number 8s, personal year number 4s, y'all in a personal month number 8, so you're in a month 8. The first card that came out for you was the number 78, which is spiritual career. 78, spiritual career. So this coming out right now. That was weird. But this coming out right now in this space is it's showing that like your spiritual career is on the horizon at the moment, or it's in the front of your face. I'm not sure where y'all are right now, but if y'all are in a space where you're deciding that you want to start a spiritual career, or maybe do something on the side, or you're like wanting to get training in spiritual work, or holistic healing or something of that sort, you're being supported in that, you know? You're being supported in that because this is the 8th month for you. So you need to utilize that energy to kind of help you build that bridge from your personal life and spiritual life and physical and all that stuff. So spiritual career is something that is really important because for those of y'all who this resonates with, you want to utilize this energy to its fullest potential. So you're getting support. However, I do feel that you're maybe not trusting yourself enough to go in that direction. That's what I'm kind of picking up on. So, let's see. The next card that came out was the number 77. So you're getting some 7s and 8s here, which is spirituality, okay? Spirituality. Now, that card is really calling for you to tap more into your spirituality. However, in the way that it came out, it's like this month is requiring you to not look at just the physical things that are happening in front of you, but to look at your spirit, like to really tap into spirit. Go do more meditating, or if you are a dreamer, tap into your dreams with the Dream Warrior coaching program that I have coming up next week. So you can click the link in the description box for that. But tapping into your dreams, tapping into your spirit, connecting and communing with your spirit guides to kind of help you get that direction. Because for some reason, it feels like there's something that you're working on when it comes to a spiritual career of some sort, but like you don't fully trust yourself in it. But it's literally about to give you so much. Oh my goodness. It's about to give you so much. Okay. Y'all. The next card. Let me go to the next card. Next card is number 88, okay? Number 88, which is the number, it's abundance. It's abundance. So in the collective energy right now, like there is a lot happening and there's a lot of stuff that's going to kind of shift people and their perspectives of things. But what I'm going to say is that you, with this abundance card, because 88, so you got 78, 77, 88. 7s and 8s, literally. 7s and 8s, which means this is very much about your spiritual world. 8 is very spiritual in general. It brings a spiritual component to practicality, like to a practical way of living your life, or to a practical way of directing your life in a sense, or leading your life. And with that, it's like, again, the risk that you take can bring great reward or can bring great loss. And so the 88 is not necessarily about like, yeah, like you're immediately just abundant, which you need to say you are. But it's like really showing, like giving you an example of how you should look at what is abundant in your life at this moment. What abundance is starting to show up in the midst of chaos. There's going to be a lot of chaotic things happening this month collectively, but you have to still remember where you are, like where you are internally and externally, and how abundant you are every single day. So all of this is going to come from spirit, though. Like, do not look for external what am I going to say? Do not look for like external validation of your abundance. Your abundance comes from within. And so when you see yourself as abundant, you feel what it feels like to be abundant. You know what it feels like to be abundant. Like, that's going to come from within. Your spirit team is going to keep bringing this to you, and it's going to keep pushing this spiritual career of yours, like this gift of yours. Some of y'all I see working with energy healing. Some of y'all I see starting to do more like readings and tarot and stuff like that. But like, just kind of get more into your spirituality to kind of generate more of that abundance in your life. That's what it feels like here. All right, let's go with the next one. The last card here is number 71, which is health. And those two, and I'm going to say this, the health card and the abundance card came out both together. Okay. Now, with the health card is calling attention to your health. Obviously, that is one of the things. 71, again, another 70. So any spiritual neglection that's been taking place will show up physically. 7 is very spiritual, whereas 1 is very physical. It is very much the ego. It's very much about the self and needed to focus on the self. So at the end of this month, pay attention to where your health is, and just throughout the month, pay attention to where your health is, because you don't want to neglect these aspects of spirit, or it's going to show up physically. Okay. It will show up physically. Universal 4 energy is about like, and on the negative end of the 4, that can lead to like addictions. It can lead to overworking yourself, not paying attention to your needs, and so with that energy lingering in the universe, so I'm getting tingles, energy lingering in the universe, you want to focus on making sure that you have your health together and not let this let the collective energy dictate how that's going to work out for you. So pay attention to your health throughout the whole month, but know that any neglection of spirit, or not following your gut or following your intuition, following your guides in their direction that they're giving you, can lead to blockages in the body. And so that can, even in the emotional part of things, like how you feel, if you're feeling fearful, or you're being impacted, or you're an empath, like this stuff can be detected throughout the body through your health, and you'll know if you've not taken care of your spirit enough, because the spirituality card came in a space where you're struggling with that. So the health card, and the fact is like this can negate that you're going in better health, or that you probably need to focus a little bit more on that health. And you don't want to get to that point where it's like health is that issue that comes up towards the end of the month, when you did all this work to really move towards the direction you want to go in. And if you did it work and you didn't neglect yourself, then congratulations, you're good. So that's that message. And let's get one more message for you. One more message for you. For the personal year number 4s. All right. So the number 39 came up, and it says, you are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, transcending. How can you invite more grace to guide you? That's literally like what we were talking about in the collective energy too. How can you invite more grace to guide you? I really like that. Transcending, actualizing, awakening. And you're the truth seeker. So again, the 7s that were coming up for you, which every card except for the abundance card came out with a 7 energy in it. So you had 78, 77, and then 71 at the end. And those cards, like 7 is about truth. It's about truth seeking as well. So just know that while you're in this journey of exploring your spirituality a lot deeper, and your connection to abundance, seek out the inner truth, your inner truth, and follow that. Because as I mentioned in the collective energy, a lot of people are moving out of a certain box that they're not resonating with and going into their own box. And the only way for you to determine what your own box is, because you are in a personal year number 4, that is all about consolidating and figuring out what fits in your box or not. But the only way you can really do that is if you do some internal consolidating and internal spiritual work. So pay attention to these things, because now this is also just showing up that it's like you're actualizing, you're transcending, you're awakening. These are all spiritual things for you. And so that's going to create more of like what work you put in is what rewards you get. So if you keep fighting how things are going to go, and you're like going down that river and you're trying to swim upstream against the current and all that stuff, it makes this abundant process be very difficult for you. So how can you invite more grace into more grace to guide you? I would journal about that. That's the question for you. Meditate on it. How can you invite more grace to guide you? Yeah. All right. So I hope you resonated with that message. Let me know if you did. If you did not. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know. See how that works. And then let me know how April goes for you, how it's going for you so far. If you're interested in the Dream Warrior coaching program that's starting next week, that is linked in the description box below. We'll be working together for 6 weeks and starting really, really moving and transcending your life and transforming your life through your dreams. But other than that, if you also are interested in a personal reading, you can do that. That is open in the description box. And if you're sticking with me, we got more messages to go. And if you're leaving me at this moment, thank you so much for attending and my TED Talk for the day. I hope April is amazing for you, and I will see you in the next video. Cool. So last but not least, we got personal year number 5. Personal year number 5. Personal year number 5. Okay. Personal years number 5. If you're a personal year number 5, that means you are in a personal month number 9. Number 9. So, as you know, 9 is the end of a cycle. This is the end of the cycle, which means it's about endings, closing. It's about humanitarianism. It's about giving and gifting. It's about charities. It's about, he said, I came back for the personal 5-year section. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much for coming back. I know it's been a journey, but yeah, so it's like the 9 energy is really about like closing things out, and but it's also looking at things from a larger perspective, looking at things as a whole versus like being super focused on just your own stuff, and if that makes sense. But those endings and beginnings come with that 9, and it's going to give you some time to really reflect on what you need to release, so that the April showers can bring May flowers. Like, where are you, like, it's the perfect time to go ahead and wash away the stuff you don't need, pretty much. That goes for everything. You say, yeah, I'm in my personal 5-year. Yes, turn up. Because, as you may know, the 5-year is a year of unexpected changes. A lot of things may be coming, opportunities, a lot of opportunities to travel, to explore, be doing a lot of things from the heart center, and you're just like, you know what? I always tell people in the personal year 5, expect the unexpected, okay? And have fun while you're doing it. Like, things may knock you off, and you be sitting there like, oh my God, I'm so off the path, but you're literally like, oh no, I created a new one. Wow. Change in trajectory, change in direction, change. So now here we are in the 9 month, and I say we because I'm there too. But like, we're in the 9 month, and you are finding yourself like, all right, now I'm actually really trying to figure out what I'm starting to release at this moment. It is required for you to release some things at this moment. Da 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 da. Hold on, let me get that. Let me get that. All right, let's see. What else? For my personal year, 5s. Interesting. I keep getting all these like different things. Like I get like this, like laughter. Okay. It's like I keep hearing like Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. It's like like it's freaking evil laugh. And I keep hearing the words that he's saying. I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, so maybe it's a reference to like just something that I would get, but I keep hearing like the laugh, and I'm hearing superb, excellent, like just these sayings from the game. So it's very interesting. However, you said what? Like, yeah, I keep hearing like superb, excellent. It's like finish him. Like this, I'm getting those words. Like I don't know. It's just the words that are coming up. But he said I love this. Yeah, like it's just I don't know. I love Mortal Kombat too, so I'm just like, okay, I'll take it. Superb, excellent, finish him. Like that's what it feels like. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So first card that came up for the personal year number 5s is the number 11, individuality. Individuality. Woohoo! Okay, so individuality. It's the number, I don't know what's going on with my eye, but it's the number 11. 11 is a number of illumination, okay? The 2 ones together. So individuality means to step into yourself. You know what individuality is. I mean, you're an individual. But this card is calling for you to kind of really step into your own shit, your own stuff, okay? You are becoming your own person. You are following your own path, and you're now in that space of just like, I'm ready to go down that direction. Now, it is very it's very important. You say, oh my God, I'm resonating with this, with the finish him. Yeah, like that's what I'm like, finish him. Like I'm like, dang, what's going on here? Like I'm like, dang, okay. You know, I kind of resonate with that too. That's, I mean, hey, I like that. So yeah, but nah, the individuality part is just like, sorry, there's some things there. So yeah, okay, so you're just probably gonna be leaving a lot of things on the wayside, okay? Like by the wayside. That's what I'm feeling here. It's like when one door closes, another one opens. When one door closes, another one opens. And so you're on your path of individuality right now, on an individual path. Please remember that your journey is completely different than other people, and you're not in the same journey, in the same, like y'all may be going to a similar destination, but the pathway of you getting there is so different than other people. They're asking to remind you of that. And so yeah, like right now, this is calling for you to ask yourself, like, how are you in, like, what's going on in your own box? I'm saying the box because we're in a Universal 4 month, but like, what is this going on in your own box that you're not able to really feel like you're standing out, or that you're just going along with the crowd? You know, how are you going to show up for yourself? How are you going to be the individual that you're desiring to be, that your purpose, like that's your purpose, like the person that you're supposed to become? You know, how are you going to be in that space? And then the next card that came out was the number 8, which is manifestation, you know? And so it's like, you have literally, I mean, the way it's coming out is that there may be some belief work that needs to be done around manifesting. Because what I really see right now is that it's the 5 year is going to, like, you're in a 5 year, so you're really, really just like wanting to break free of the constraints that you may have experienced being in last year. You know, you want to break free from beliefs that were imposed on you. You know, you want to break free from these experiences. And so what's happening is that there's a fight, like a pull here, of the one aspect of yourself that is holding on to these beliefs and these constraints because it kept them safe. It kept that part of you safe. And so when you're trying to manifest, you got to address that part of you that is holding on to this, because it's like, why? And this can go from anything. This can go for relationships. This can go for career. This can go in any direction. But like, why is it that part of you that's small? And I'm getting it's a small part of you, like it's like here, but like, no, it's not safe. Oh, that's what it feels like. It's like, it's not safe to let go yet, you know. And it's like, what is it that about that part is holding on, and why? Like, we need to address that part, because you could be in a high frequency vibration and trying to manifest the best thing in your life, but then that part of you won't allow it to come into fruition because you're still holding on to it. You're still holding on to an old outcome that you're not supposed to be on. You're not supposed to experience that. That was like an old version of you that identified with it at one point, but it doesn't work now, you know. So that leads to the third card, which is the number 91, which is surrender. That's the surrender card. I mean, at this point, surrender then came out. It's like, we gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Like, and for some of y'all, it is a matter of just like looking at how like what you thought your career was gonna look like, what you thought, you know, your love life was gonna look like, what you thought your friendships were gonna look like, where you thought your life was gonna be. I mean, it's just all these things. It's like you're holding on to an old idea of yourself, an old version or an old vision of yourself that isn't really aligned. And so it's kind of like, how can I step into my individuality of who I am today, as well as who I'm evolving myself into, and let go of the outcome of that old identity, you know? And so that box is not, it's getting a little snug, you know? So people need to leave, things need to go, all that stuff need to go. And I just feel like, whew, it's a journey, easier said than done. But I do feel that it is one of those, like, I need to surrender to the outcome. I need to surrender the outcome. I need to surrender to the universe and just be like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If all I need to know is what I need to do. And the thing is like, and that's what I'm thinking, like, okay, all of this, what do you need to do? It's just let go. Give it to the manager. It's above me. It's above me. Give it to the manager. It's above me. I'm already doing the work. You've been already doing a lot of work around stepping into your light, stepping into your purpose. You've been doing you've been putting in some work. So now it's like, okay, what else? All you asking me to do is let go? That's it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And then the last card y'all got was the number 32, which is music. And so that's where, I mean, this is not the first time this has come out. This has come out a lot. Even in the frequency of like what I wrote in the forecast. Like on the calendar, I literally talked about binaural beats. I mean, it's literally something that we need to really start doing, is like paying attention to the music we're taking in. For some reason, I do feel that a big way of connecting is some people are picking up instruments. And for some reason, I'm seeing it with this group more so than I did with the other ones, but some people are actual musicians, like taking music classes or like really going deep into their music and the artistry behind music in that sense. Because I know even now, like as I become older and like I become more spiritual and I'm in my own journey, like for years, I realized like I can't. And now some songs is just culturally, I just listen to it because I mean, I remember it takes me back to memories of like days I used to, kick it or whatever. But there's some songs I just cannot listen to anymore because I don't resonate with the energy of it. And so you'll notice that about yourself towards the end of this month too, is like some things you're just not resonating with at all in the music and the frequency of that song, So another thing, I'm just getting this message too, but like connecting with your guides through music. So asking your guides about how to let go or how to surrender or next steps to take through music. So you hear a song that's kind of stuck in your head, that is a sign from them, That's why I'm like, some things I'm just like, I know earlier the song, what's happening? What's up? Like that was something that just was coming up in my head. And I'm like, yeah, no, it just kind of felt like the guys were coming in kind of saying, hey, what's up? We here, but music can really shift how you view your situations, how you look at yourself, how you experience your situations in that sense. So definitely look at that. Definitely look at that. Okay. Cool. Let me know. Does that resonate with y'all? Because I feel like we are on a different path. We're going on a different path. So let's get another message for y'all. Let's get another message for the person in year 5s. That music one was really big. Like they're saying they're talking to us through music. And listening to the binaural beats. I'm telling y'all, like when you listen to binaural beats, it is very life-changing. It is very life-changing. Okay, I got the last message for y'all. Number 33. Take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. How can you live with more meaning, integrity, and truth? Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. Here's the thing. This is such a, like, I know the number is 33 because 33 is a master number. And I just feel like this is such a, like, for real, in the sense of this is a personal year number 5. Like, this is very personal year number 5, even though the number is 33. So, like, take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. That is number 5, creative adventure. So now, and that's what's really going to help you surrender. It's like taking responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. Waking up every day, like, how can I show up for myself? How can I live my life with more meaning? Or what is it that my guys are wanting me to do today? How can I have more fun? How can I have more adventure? And what can that look like for me? I do think that with this individuality card that came up, the manifestation card, the surrender card, and the music card, I think out of all of these messages, it's really more so important to know that your life is your responsibility and that you take it as your own creative adventure, and that will help you surrender to the outcome of things, So if you can take it day by day and be like, okay, I'm showing up for myself today by doing X, Y, and Z. And that's how I want to live my life with integrity and truth and more meaning. That is just a huge step. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, okay, you know what? I'll just let things happen. And it just happens in that way. But it's going to be fun because I get to choose how I'm living my life in that sense. Or I get to choose that I don't have to control what happens. I could just let it happen, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So, I mean, this was a great card to come out and a great message for personal year number 5s and like being able to really embrace this journey as a person with who's also in the personal year 5. I mean, it's a lot of changes happening. So I say big ups to y'all. A lot of changes will be taking place, but don't get too attached to the outcomes. Okay, the 5 year won't allow you. The 5 year won't allow you to attach to an outcome. It will allow you to adventure and explore more based on, you know, your path and your journey. Okay, so have fun with it while you want it. I mean, you gonna be on a roller coaster? Sure, might as well throw your hands up and be like, well, let them take the wheel. So yeah, I hope y'all resonated with these messages. You said, I love this. You were great at your craft. Oh, thank you, Hope. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all sticking around with me and kicking it with me. It is very, it's very important to me. So I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that y'all were able to resonate with these messages and stuck around with me for this whole time. So, so yeah, if you're interested, I know, like, I have my Dream Warrior coaching program. You said I resonate with this so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. Lauren here was also part of my Dream Warrior coaching program. And she was in the first cohort. It was absolutely amazing. Like, I love Dream Warrior coaching. So it's just an amazing experience, and I've been able to develop such great relationships through that program. So thank you, Lauren, for being here with me. But yeah, y'all, I really appreciate y'all so much. If y'all are interested in getting a personal reading with me, you can click the link in the description box below. If you're interested in Dream Warrior coaching, description box below. But otherwise, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share my video and any other videos. Follow me on Instagram and all the other social media platforms at Queens with Lit Dreams. Queens with Lit Dreams. And yeah, I think y'all should have an amazing day, amazing April. Utilize this full moon to do some surrendering and releasing that's coming up. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Also, put in the comments and let me know, send me a message or whatnot around like more videos that y'all will want to see. And also check out my podcast at the Illuminated Ally podcast on Spotify, which is also linked down below too as well too. So season 2 of episodes will be coming out shortly, so pay attention to those. And don't forget to get your wall calendar, The Essence of Benevolence, so that y'all can be up to date before I even do these videos. All right. So other than that, you said, love you. Dream Warrior coaching was incredible and life-changing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just love it so much. I love you. I love the energy. But other than that, y'all, I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a nice evening, and I appreciate you. See you next time. Bye, y'all.